Let's keep on. Hello everybody, Demagen here. Welcome back to some more of the rather emotive chunk of Act 2 of Endwalker, it would appear. We're starting off our episode at the graves of two girls who could not bear the thought of the Eorzeans helping them. We've already caused enough harm here. Let us return to the camp before we cause any more. As for those inside the house, we should send someone to take care of them. Someone who isn't us. All we can do for now is make our report to Lucia and do everything in our power to prevent further tragedy. So let us linger here no more. Come. Kind of feel it would have been better without the quest announcement jingle there, because I know they can do that. I know they can not have the various musical snippets. Tragic. Tragic. But well written tragedy. You know. It, just like the Teslian stuff, it pulls at the heartstrings in a way that doesn't need huge amounts of setup. You know, that was a very simple piece of storytelling. Ooh, the sound they make. Simple storytelling, but incredibly effective. What is that? Jeez. The fun thing about playing this game at the start of a new expansion is that everybody gets their mounts out, and I see more people than I normally would, because normally I just do some dungeons and then log off. I don't wander the world as much, and I certainly don't wander the world on foot or ground-based as such. So I get to see all of these mounts that I've never seen before. It's like, how have you not seen this before, Dema? But yeah, that storytelling was so simple, and yet that just spawned on me. It did. So simple, yet so effective. Would you mind giving Lucia a full report? Forgive me for saying, but the three of you appear rather drained since your return. Thought I might do to be of assistance. Is something the matter? The twins look out of sorts, and you two seem a bit off. Treatment of the Tempered is proceeding as well as can be expected. If there is anything to report, you will be sure to know. I gather you have a report of your own to deliver. Which we shall do on the table, as is tradition. Alzay and Alphino tell me they've finished their preliminary search for survivors, but refrain from saying much more than that. Clearly they are reluctant to provide details. Might I ask for your account?
Thank you for your report. We shall inform the troops of these developments and instruct them to proceed with the utmost caution should they encounter any survivors.
The little stories within the bigger narrative.
Allow me to go and speak with the ones at the victor's spoils. They may be more willing to listen to a fellow Garlean and accept our offer of assistance.
I pray you are right. And though I am loath to burden you any further, should there be an appropriate occasion to speak of Licinia and her sister, please do so.
I am sorry to have put you through this.
My distress is nothing compared to their suffering. So tell me, what else have we learned?
As you may have already heard, We have succeeded in curing the members of the Populares, Maxima identified. They have provided us with some intriguing insights into the current state of Garlemald. The assassination of Emperor Varus was the catalyst for the civil war. Nerva declared his claim to the throne, and his opponents refused to recognize it. Fighting broke out in the capital, where Nerva's 3rd Legion clashed with the 1st, who remained loyal to Varus even after his death.
Of course, even Imperial warmongers would balk at the idea of turning their shining city into a battleground. Like burning down the wood to spite the wasps. Neither side would be so mad. Unless something or someone inflamed their animosity to such an extent
Daniel,
that they could not help but act against their better judgment.
It brings to mind events of the Gimlet Dark, does it not? The Emperor's sudden withdrawal from the front lines, specifically. Nerva and his father, Titus, Varus's then political rival, took advantage of rumors that Crown Prince Xenos had been possessed by a demon.
Xenos.
Elidibus, what better way to disparage your enemies than with the truth, or a close enough approximation?
Yeah.
Indeed. But before their accusations could be substantiated, many of Titus's followers were silenced. While some were merely stripped of their status, others died under curious circumstances.
Curious.
One after another, suddenly and suspiciously.
Yeah, assassinated.
Again, Elidibus. Like as not, he had a hand in it. No evidence was found to implicate Varus, certainly. Nevertheless, Titus, Nerva, and the 3rd Legion would have judged it a brazen attempt by the Emperor to rid himself of his political enemies.
Yeah. Stoking
And
the
then,
flames.
in the midst of this growing turmoil, Varus Sosgalvis is murdered. And Garlemald's own prodigal son, Gaius van Belsar, is named the murderer.
Except we know that's not what happened because we saw it.
Shortly thereafter, Nerva claims the right of succession. And in response, the 1st Legion claims the assassination was part of a coup d'etat orchestrated by Titus and Nerva.
Yes.
So no one is at fault, and everyone else is to blame.
That's politics.
I should add that both parties received substantial financial backing, presumably to provide them with the means and encouragement to pursue
And
a
that's
swift
from
victory.
Van Daniel's...
And that these contributions came from the self-same benefactor.
Yeah. House Brutus.
I'd heard House Brutus had been filling the 3rd Legion's coffers, but the 1st as well.
It would seem so. Though the Populares determined that
Well,
the
that's
First
who
Legion
Van Daniel's
received
taking
funds
control
from
of, isn't
a
it?
variety of organizations, all had connections to House Brutus.
Money, money, money.
So Van Daniel, in the guise of Asahi, was playing both sides against each other the entire time.
Yep.
The information we gained from my friends does not end there. One night, shortly after fighting broke out, the capital was shaken by an immense tremor.
You might argue that this is a bit exposition-y, but we've got to the stage in 6.0, 4 expansions in the base game of this story where the politics of it are of a certain level of complication that actually having these little reminders about how things are interwoven and connected is quite useful. And although I recognise it as exposition-y, I don't feel like it's dragging the pace down. Which is good, because it could. If this was badly written and was really sloggy to get through, I'd feel that the pace was, but after the big emotional scenes of Licinia and her sister, this actually is quite nicely balanced in terms of resetting you, I think, on a more to a slightly more neutral emotional level.
From that point onward, they have no memories, no recollection of any events, including our clash on the Magna Glaciers. But when asked about the Imperial Palace and its bizarre transformation, they somehow recall Emperor Varys giving them orders in their dreams.
It's not Varys's body parts, is it, in the towers?
May the Tower of Babel stand as testament to the glory of Garlemald.
Yeah, Tower of Babel. That's a classic Final Fantasy.
This sounds awfully familiar.
We have something to show you all.
Oh? What? Ah, the radio.
Varys spoke to them through this radio. Perhaps it was a recording, but if not, that would be inexplicable.
We are of one mind, then.
Tempering via radio.
The ether that permeates the ore used in this device is almost identical to that of the talismans.
I see it. While it is likely more by coincidence than design, these devices might also ward against a primal's influence.
So the radios, certain radios have actually helped people survive through the tempering.
A picture is beginning to form. If the tremor felt throughout Garlemald was a wave of ether emitted by a primal, then while those within range would have been tempered, those huddled around a radio desperate for news concerning the Civil War would have been spared.
Ooh. Got some weird stuttery then.
No wonder Licinia kept it close.
So that's how they survived the tempering.
My friends, I must speak with you.
Okay. What's up?
A young man was caught trying to steal our supplies. He is a soldier of the Iron Men, we think, but one who has not been made thrall. Thankfully, Magni restrained him before blood was spilled. The stranger is outside.
Is it going to be
if you
someone we
wish to ask him
know?
questions.
I think we do.
That's such an interesting detail, though. The radios. Hold on. It's you, the blue-haired guy from the
Who
trailer.
do we have here?
Garleans?
What's going on with the... Turn reshow off just in case it's messing with things.
Traitors to your homeland! Have you no shame?
Nope.
I am Lucia Junius, a temple knight of Ishgard. And you are?
Iulus Pier Norbanus.
Iulus.
And that's all you invaders will get from me.
Iulus Pier Norbanus.
We are not here to invade Garlemald. Far from it. Like you, our allies in Eorzea and the Far East fight in defense of their lives and their loved ones even as we speak. But it is the people of Garlemald who have suffered most. This we know. And that is why we have come to offer you our aid, that we may unite against our common foe. Whether you believe me or not, those are the facts. Now, answer me this.
I love a commanding tone.
Why would a proud soldier of the Empire be reduced to stealing? The situation must be dire indeed for you to go to such lengths.
Nice, turn that back on him.
If it is supplies you seek, we would gladly share ours, or turn a blind eye while you leave with your spoils.
Nice. Extend an olive branch.
I will not negotiate. My commander will determine how to deal with you and yours. If you wish to treat with him, I will take you, but no more than 3.
Who's this going to be?
I don't much like the sound of that. But if we do accept his proposal, I suggest the two of us and...
Lucia.
Please allow me and Alize to act as envoys.
May I ask why?
We have seen with our own eyes the hardships the Garleans face. How their futures and lives hang in
They're
the
desperate
balance.
to do something.
It's not the warmest invitation, but it's an opportunity to prove our intentions true.
Guilt.
Maybe not a chance to make things right, but a chance to make them better.
That's a nicely written line. Maybe not a chance to make things right, but a chance to make them better. I'm gonna have to say that. I'm sorry. I know it's kind of against the tone.
I can see that persuading you otherwise is a lost cause, but you will proceed with the utmost care.
Yes, because Alize and Alfino are known to be two people that proceed with utmost care. Fortunately,
A couple of children and what? A sellsword.
Jesus Christ,
this
why do
an
people not know who
insult?
we are? Yes.
Not in the least. You will find that they are more than qualified to speak on our behalf.
Yeah. We've got more experience than... Oh, dear Lord.
There are many dangers on the road ahead. I will need that back.
What is it? Gunblade? I like the fact that Magnai's just standing there, just in case. This section of the story's been really well done. I'm actually still reeling from the death of those kids. I worry they were not in the best state of mind to volunteer for this undertaking, but what's done is done. I know you will take good care of them, and yourself as well, I trust. They are resilient in the face of hardship, you as well. But good intentions and stubborn determination alone will not be enough to bring our mission to a successful conclusion. Be on your guard. Ulus Pier Nobanus. It is very unusual for one so young to achieve such a high rank. Very unusual. His uniform identifies him as a member of the First Legion, which has a particularly fierce reputation. Whoever his superior may be, I advise you to approach them with caution. We captured the boy as he was about to make off with our food. He must be very hungry to take such risks. Maybe we should give him something to eat to reward him for his boldness. The lowly task of keeping watching over provisions would not normally befit the son. These being unusual circumstances, I will let no man take that which is not theirs by right. Said your farewells, have you? I know. This won't bring back Licinia or her sister. Taking the same risks, making the same mistakes, it's possible, but better to try than to give up every time. Perhaps it is unwise to volunteer for a mission so soon after the previous disaster. Nevertheless, I shall not squander this opportunity. You will be received as invited guests, and so I urge you to observe proper social etiquette and conduct yourselves accordingly. A safe return takes precedence above all else, remember this. Thancred, in particular, will be worried sick if you're gone too long. May the Fury watch over and keep you. Thancred's going to be out spying. That's what I'm taking from that. Are you and the children ready? I'll explain the route once we are outside your camp. If anyone attempts to follow us, we will judge it an act of hostility. We will not hesitate to take appropriate measures. I would expect nothing less. You have our full cooperation. I mean, obviously, I don't trust this guy one iota. But if he does try and mess with us, then he's going to be screwed. Alright, this is far enough. Listen carefully. We head over that hill, then follow the road until we reach Liminal Station 4. Children in the lead. I want you where I can see you. We do have names, you know. I'm Alizé, and he's Alphanode, and last but not least, there's Demagen. Demagen? Where have I heard that before? No matter. Alphanode and Alizé will watch the road ahead while we bring up the rear. I wasn't lying about there being many dangers, so you're to run, and not saunter, run towards the station. If you even think about going for your weapons, the deal's off. Should any creatures bar the way, we go around them. Ready to make a dash for the station? Yes. It's interesting, because in WoW, actually in video games in general, escort quests are ones that are often loathed. But I'm actually quite enjoying this new escorty style mechanic. It's not quite the same as the kind of fate escorts that you can do now and again, where you stop every 2 or 3 chunks. Ooh, Canis lupinis. I need to kill those. I'm intrigued that I still haven't seen the sightseeing log. Jotuns. Oh, the music in this zone is so evocative and melancholy. It's no wonder that I'm feeling so emotional after all of this, because I've just got this consistent background sadness music going on. We're here, I think. Nothing like the ones in Thanalan. Oh, the cerulean plants, yes. This is it. The first stop, that is. You won't see Thancred. Good. It looks like your friends knew better than to follow us. Are these your headquarters? No, we're stopping here so I can check for pursuers. Since it appears you've kept to your side of the bargain, we can carry on. I'm really intrigued as to who his leader is. I wonder what sort of conditions Eulis and his comrades are living in. If they've any sense, they've picked somewhere like Victor's Spores to take shelter. Hold on. North of the station is Regio Domorum, one of the main residential areas, or at least it was. The afflicted roam the streets in packs. They'll tear us to shreds if given the chance. Keep close, no wandering off. Understood? Understood. Let's get some footsie upgrades. And we're going to keep on going. From here, we'll be heading northeast, keeping to the left of the railway. While the route itself is straightforward, getting past the hordes unseen is anything but. Keep your weapons at the ready. They would attack their own countrymen? Aye, they spare their own but slaughter the rest without hesitation. Although we'll try to avoid detection, the chances of sneaking by completely unnoticed are slim, at best. I'll lead the way, but in the event we are seen, you're to fight them off. Those two will follow us, provided they can refrain from drawing their weapons. Well, I doubt they would be foolish enough to stab their guide in the back. I will not take that chance. That said, let us proceed. It's interesting that he trusts us, or seems to trust us, more than he trusts the twins. Oh. Ba, 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 ba. Do 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 do. Oops, that's me accidentally targeting the Jotun. Jotun. Come on, Frey, by the time we've turned up, the fight will be over. Shield bash? We must stay alert. God damn it, we're perfectly capable of holding our own. I see why your comrades chose you. Yes, our contingent has a cure for the afflicted, or tempered as we call them. Your people would need to be taken into custody that we may administer the treatment, but they would eventually regain their sanity. Huh, is that so? For all I know, your treatment would simply force them to forsake one master for another. As far as I and my legions are concerned, they are no longer our people. They're beyond saving. Those who thought differently and tried to reason with them were butchered for their bleeding hearts. Come, we have to keep moving. So he is a hardened. Is this a tank? Oh no, it's the train. The runaway train. Hi guys. No, no Solois. Well, not for both of you anyway. Give me that blood spiller. Shield bash. Pah. You dead, son. Looks like we're not being followed. We will continue onwards. But we are being followed because clearly Thancred's going to be around. I wonder actually if he is around and you can see him. I wonder, because that would be really cool if he's been like placed in a tree or something. Maybe not somewhere that we could actually talk to him, but if you're being like super eagle-eyed, you could spot. I meant what I said. These people deserve only death. I stayed my hand before only out of a desire to remain undiscovered, and that is still the higher priority. We should continue to avoid any unnecessary confrontations. Keep following the railway. Is their HQ going to be on the tracks then? It's going to be mobile. That would be my guess. It's a really nice zone. And it's definitely got a different feel to Kurthus. The fact that everything is much more grey. Hold on. It says there's an etherite here. So are we going underground? Because it doesn't look like the etherite here. Oops. That's me not starting my combo properly. Ah, the Tempered Imperials look really cool. I mean, we've gone full on wibbly horror. Look at what they've become. Would you still stand there and claim that they can be cured? Those exposed to a vast quantity of a primal's ether may suffer severe corruption. Even with treatment, such victims are beyond salvation. Then you admit it! Now that you've seen these monstrosities for yourself, perhaps you'll think twice before speaking of a cure. I shall help you out while I'm here. Because it does not add anything to my problems. And I like helping people. Yeah, there's an aetheryte somewhere around here, so I guess we're going underground. You discover a new recipe. Somebody's flying through this place already. At level 81? How are they level 81 in here? There you are. Wow, this place is fudged. Forum Solius. Huh. Ah, the musical cues. Don't know how much of this place we're going to be able to explore. Jeez. I mean, look at this place. Oh, it's going to be on top of there, isn't it? How do I get up to it? They've got a really limited colour palette here. You know, they've got red, grey and black, which is pretty much the Garleans' kind of uniform colours. But they've spread it onto the entire scenery. And whilst it therefore looks quite uniform... Oh, hectares. I'm just going to do a bit of exploring. I'm Palatium Novum. Just going around this environment, you know, seeing it. Seeing what has become of the infamous Garlean Empire with the husks of these burnt out cars. Oh. How am I getting up there? There you are. I can reach that from there. Wonderful. Yeah, the fact that everything's kind of color graded. Southeast. Ah, stop. I like how messy the terrain and stuff is. It's like, yes, this place is ruined. There's shit everywhere. Uh, 32 yards to the south is just over here. I can hear it actually. There it is. Camera doesn't like that much. Automated death machine. This takes us back out into the... Yeah, so that entire area. The man with the golden sun? Nice. The cars look a little bit weird, if I'm honest. Northwest. Wait, what? Oh. Maybe around there somewhere. How do I get up onto this platform? I can't get up there. Aha! Aha! Ha! Oh, 562 yards to the south. That's miles away. And without that aetheryte, it would be a long walk back. So let us continue onwards. 600 yards to the west. That's going to be down here, isn't it? Yeah, so this is a broken highway. Lots of... I mean, the thing with a scene like this is that realistically, if you had a destroyed city like this, the textures would be multitude... What are you? Automated cavalry. But with the limited memory that FF14's got, obviously they can't do like super varied textures. For the rubble and stuff. How many of those do I need? 3. Well, in that case... Triskelion is in healer mode, which is not massively useful. That's you. I dodged it. Stack of junior mark bills objectives completed. Southwest. Oh, it's there. It's right there. Oop. Right. 480 arms to the north. To be honest, I know it's not exactly continuing onwards with the story, but I'm quite liking just rather chillfully explore. Oh, that's a vista, isn't it? Just exploring the area. I mean, that whole city there is a backdrop. But it's nicely done, and the atmospherics, they've clearly learnt from how they did Amarots. It should be over here, up here. Regio Domorum. What is that? That's a monkey robot thing. Right, southeast is all the way down here. Yeah, these are the monkey avenger things. They've done a good job, actually, I think, of expressing the scale. Obviously, there's going to be a big wall. This is not the... It's not the biggest zone, but it feels big. If that makes sense. Automated satellites. Oh, hello. Overtuned specimen. Delightful. Oh, we've almost uncovered the entire map. Do you still get a big XP reward when you uncover an entire map? I think actually this is the first zone that we've been able to explore the entirety of. This place is so wrecked though. And yet it still looks like the structures had a purpose. It's not like they've just said, oh yeah, we'll just throw some ruined terrain down. It's like we're doing it with a reason. You know, there was a plan. There we go. Enhanced Unmend, you say. Melee Mastery. What did that do? That's not what I wanted. Melee Mastery increases the potency of our basic combo. And Enhanced Unmend. Oh yeah, that messes around with the plunge recast time. Nice. Ah, that's our way down into the subway. Which is... So there's going to be a whole underground area to go with this, is there? We're almost there. You've kept your side of the agreement, so I will keep mine this way. I'm really intrigued as to who their commander is, actually. This is Tertium, one of Garlemon's largest stations. It now serves as our headquarters. I've already sent the twins ahead. I'll be with you soon, so wait for me at the bottom of the stairs. I still don't trust this guy at all. Theodora? ... She clearly has no intention of speaking with you. Ooh, the music's cut out and it's gone all spoops. I had no idea they had such expansive structures built underground. It's plain to see why they chose this as their base of operations. They could have done a lot worse. Even so, I imagine it's not the easiest place to live. Indeed. And if Ulus was willing to make the perilous journey to Camp Broken Glass in search of food, their own supplies must be all but exhausted. They may be shielded from the wind and snow, but it's still bitterly cold. Much like Victor's spoils, it will be a constant struggle to keep their people warm. Lower your voices. While you may be here as my guest, the others will not take kindly to your presence. My commander is in the locomotive, over there. Who is it? Is it someone we know, or is it going to be somebody new? Decimus, Malleus, Marcellinus? Do you sell? No. Can we use this? The Authorized is not responding. Hold on. You... I know him. Where do I know him from? Is he one of the guys from FF12, or is he somebody we've met in here before?
These are their chosen representatives.
Very well. Let us hear what they have to say.
Yes, sir. I present to you our commander, Lord Quintus Van Kina, Legatus of the First
somebody
Legion.
new.
The first? I had no idea you had survived.
We lost our emperor, our city, more than half our troops. For my wounds, I may never take the field again. But we survived, aye. In a manner much to your liking, I dare say.
Yes.
We have no intention of adding to your misfortunes, nor do we bear you any ill will.
Spare me. Though you children may speak in earnest, overtures of peace ever ring hollow in my ears. So long as man stands to profit from his neighbor's suffering, war
warmongers.
is inevitable. Driven from our ancestral homeland into this blasted waste. Yet still you yearned to rob us of our paltry scraps. 'Twas only with Magitech that you learned to keep your distance. Though we knew it was only a matter of time before you regrouped and returned.
Propaganda, all the way.
Conquest and Empire were our only defenses. Emperors Solus and Varys understood this, and through their campaigns saw us grow and prosper. Much blood has been spilled in Garlemald's name, aye. But if it is a choice between yours and mine, then it is hardly a choice at all.
Okay then. This was a waste
I do not
of time.
deny that a great many conflicts throughout history were driven by the desire or necessity to gain by another's loss. That is not why we are here. Nor have we come to petition your aid in the war with the Telophoroi, grave though that threat may be. Our purpose is simply this. We wish to help you. Let us help you. If there is aught that can be done to ease your plight, we would be glad to do it.
Perhaps you would.
Pride.
But regardless of the ideals you espouse, your leaders would not send an army into Garlemald if they did not stand to benefit.
We're trying to save the world here, mate.
If we accept their aid, they will expect their efforts to be rewarded once the Telophoroi are no longer a threat. And after compensation and concessions, the great empire would be brought to heel. Her enemies rejoice at her downfall. Our third eye, a mark of shame.
We won't stand idly by and let your people be humiliated. And we're not alone in that. We only want to make a difference. to make this world of ours better. Surely you can understand that.
I think they've been drinking the Kool-Aid too much.
What I'm trying to say is, there are so many people who just don't care about making you suffer. And maybe that's almost insulting after all the suffering you feel the world has subjected your people to, but believe it or not, that's the truth. And now we're here, and all we're asking is for you to tell us what you want, what you hope for.
So much blood has been shed, so much lost. All because of this endless war. Who wouldn't want to end it?
Military men.
Can we not work together to face our problems as one?
Answer me this, young peacemakers. If a world without conflict is your desire, why reject the unity and prosperity of Garlemald?
Because it's created by the Ascians.
Is it because we do not share your faith? That we do not share your heritage? That our ideals and virtues differ? That we cherish and hold in the highest that which you do not? Disparity is the root of discord, and peace built on compromise is flawed and fleeting. Happiness for one and all is a dream, and the reality is that to the victor go the spoils. That is why we Garleans will never submit nor surrender. For freedom and for pride, we will remain true to ourselves until the bitter end. That is my hope.
Then you are doomed, sir.
It seems there is nothing more to say on the matter. You will remain here while I decide what is to be done with you. Do not be alarmed.
Oh, is this
No
where we
harm
get the
will
twins
come
in the
to you
cell scene?
if you cooperate.
I'd like to point out that we could literally take all of you in a fight, no problems.
We will not resist. However, as your guests, I ask that we be allowed to speak with the other members of your group.
As you wish. I had no intention of locking you up, as by dawn you would be frozen stiff and you're no good to me dead. You are free to move about the encampment, but there is one condition.
What's that?
Collar them.
Collar us?
What are these?
Control collars.
Incentive. You'll be watched at all times.
Oh, nice.
Stray too far or act suspiciously, and we will administer a rather painful shock. Stop. Keep away from that one. The champion of Eorzea is not so easily cowed.
Oh, he recognizes us.
Even if she allowed herself to be collared, the shock would be no more than an itch. No.
Oh.
If she refuses to obey, we will activate the twins' restraints instead.
You needn't worry about us.
I'm not, frankly. I'm worried about Alizé.
We'll forget we're even wearing them soon enough.
Even now, you still... Why go to such lengths? What is it all for?
Peace. On the coldest, blackest of nights, meagre though it may be, we must share the warmth of our fire. No! Damn you!
You are a curious one. A far cry from the merciless barbarian others paint you to be.
We are a culmination of the people that we have met along the road.
You will be their warden. Take them away.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, so he knew our name, but he didn't recognise us. And he possibly feels he may have bitten off more than he can chew because of it. The last Bastion. Can we use this now? No. While everything above ground is in complete ruins, this station has so far escaped more or less unscathed. It's far from the ideal place to live in, but I prefer to take my chances down here than up there. That is a good place to leave it, I think. New quest to do, new area to explore. It's going to be interesting to see what we have to do in order to earn the trust of the Garleans. I knew it was going to be something train-based. I assume this is going to lead us in to the second dungeon, which would of course be at 83. But we're a chunk ahead, XP-wise, obviously. Yeah, so next time we will find out persona non gratis. Yeah, that's us. Until then, folks, hope you have enjoyed this reaction. Really enjoying the Endwalker story. This whole section in Act 2 has really been very well written and pretty well paced, in my opinion. I'm pretty certain an awful lot of today's episode has just been me going, with the odd bit of commentary. But, you know, facial expressions speak just as well as actual words. So, until next time, folks, have yourselves a fabulous day. Happy Endwalking. Do leave a like on the video if you have enjoyed it. And I'll catch you all in the next bit, where we are going to be in trouble, essentially. Yay. Cheerio.
Thank you very much for watching. If you enjoyed the video, why not click the like button and consider subscribing. Remember, you can ring the bell notification icon to get notified when new videos go live. And until next time, cheerio.